these are best practices that we want us to copy. You mentioned fake news and so on. This was part of our conversation.
Yes.
A lot of misinformation out there, particularly when it comes to election time. People misinform, they manipulate images and so on. And what we called on the media to do here is to make sure that we fact check any information we are putting out. Anything we're not sure of, we put it aside. And that has always been a dictum of journalism, that where in doubt, leave out. So yes, we did talk a lot about
A lot of
what we can
thoughts,
do to
and they
advance
were all
the cause of women.
interesting ones.
Yes, very interesting ones, really. And I think we also talked about the fact that we should not report Kwara State in terms of numbers alone.
Yes.
We have this number in the House of Assembly. What have been their contributions,
Achievements.
their achievements, their constituency projects? We need to go there, because we are not happy that all over Nigeria there are very few women in elected positions. But the few that are there, if we project their voices, it would encourage other women to come out, and their achievements may also encourage voters to vote for more women in offices. So that was the message that we were also passing across today.
So, low key, guys, the main thing that I want to talk about is, as our motto here in Emirates Radio, we are the voice of the people.
Voice.
Now we are bringing the voices of women to the media. We want women to be heard. We want women. We want people. We want the masses to know how women actually feel. In 2 minutes, sir, can you kindly brief us about yourself and your journey in the media line?
Oh my God! Well, it's a fairly long journey. Before I became the executive director of International Press Center, I was also a journalist. I was a reporter. I started some years back. I was the features editor of National Concord. I was in National Concord during the June 12, 1993 elections. Our publisher was the candidate. And unfortunately, that experience led to the closure of the newspaper. I later worked in Vanguard newspapers as a member of the editorial board.
Wow.
And as an assistant editor, covering a lot of stories. I recall that I was the only journalist that covered the first civilian presidential elections in Benin Republic in 1996.
I really want to be
Having
like
to
you,
close
sir.
border and so on. From Vanguard newspapers, I moved on to start the International Press Center, during which period I also reported for the Voice of America, the English to Africa service, for about 2-3 years. And I recall that in 2003, I actually came to Kwara State to cover the preparations for the elections. What were the likely challenges? I was in Kwara, I was in Niger State, and I was in Osun State.
Wow.
The International Press Center was established to facilitate the role of the media in democracy. And what we do is we promote best practices in media work. We encourage journalists to be ethical, to be professional. We encourage the media to give access to the underrepresented people, which we have already mentioned: young people, women,
Disabled.
people with disability, the rural dwellers. We believe they should be given, access. We also support women politicians. At each election cycle, we train them on how to access the media, on how to project themselves, on how to build confidence, and face the masses. Complementing all these are the publications that we bring out from time to time to support the media. IPC has been part of advocacy for access to information. We're part of the organizations that advocated for the Freedom of Information Act in Nigeria, which we currently enjoy. And last but not the least, among other things that we do, we defend the press freedom. We always call on government to give an enabling environment for the media to do their work. Of course, we also encourage journalists to be socially responsible, but we need that government, because the media is the voice of the people, and information is the oxygen of democracy, and it's the media that provides run consultancies. I do trainings, and I've also published a few books. One of them is Media and Elections: The Professional Responsibilities of Journalists. I'm sure the person interviewing me here
Yes, I got
was a
that.
beneficiary
I
of
got
a
I got
copy.
it as a gift today. Thank you very much for the gift,
You're
sir.
welcome.
And I must say, you're now a part of my mentor. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you
I
very
really want
much.
to be like you, like all of those experiences. I remembered you said it at the engagement that you were a media personality during the regime of Abacha.
Yes, I was chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in
God,
Lagos
I
State.
beg, oh. That's the word that I can use at the moment. God, like everybody knows that during the regime of Abacha, things were like this.
Yes.
So now, as if that was not hard enough, you chose to be a journalist. You are the real MPV, sir.
Thank you.
You are the realest OG.
We all are. Thank you very
So
much.
I wish we had a lot.
We call it European Union Support to Democratic Governance in Nigeria. It's a huge program that supports democracy and elections. We have different partners leading different components. Some are working on youth, like IAGA. Some are working on building peace in the electoral process, like the Kuka Center. Some are working to strengthen the ability of INEC to deliver credible elections, like a DAI. Others are working to empower women in the electoral process, like the Women Trust Fund and Elect R. Others are also still working on the media, promoting inclusivity, including our partner in Component 4, the Center for Media and Society. Then there are those focusing on persons with a disability, like the TAF Africa, and some working with grassroots organizations like SOS, who would let all of them know about Emirate Radio.
Thank you very much.
Tell them
sir.
that if they are coming to Kwara State to do either civic or voter education, town hall meetings, and so on, it
Emirate
is
Radio.
compulsory for them to be at the Emirate Radio. So I'm sure if they are listening to us, even if they are not listening now, they will get this information that
Yes.
we've come here and say that in Emirate Radio, we have a wonderful partner for the European Union support to democratic governance in Nigeria.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. We are really grateful for this big opportunity. And finally, your message to younger generations and the general public, sir.
Well, my message to them is that Nigeria, in spite of all our challenges, is a wonderful country. It's a country that we love, and we should not feel discouraged. We should continue to do our best. The youth are certainly leaders of tomorrow, but let them know that the best way to effect change for the better in society is through the electoral process. So all young ones, now the INEC has started continuous voter registration. Those of you who are young people who are now of voting age, you are now 18, or perhaps you are 17, you will be 18 by the time of the 2023 general elections. Please go there, go out, register, collect your PVC, and exercise your civic right. And as young people, talk to the elders, encourage them, enlighten them. Together we can build society.
Yes. Young generations, general public, you've heard. Your vote is your voice. Don't come and be saying that Kiniko is doing us bad when you did not vote. You've heard it right now. PVC registration is ongoing. Go and register. Collect your voter's card.
Press Center in Kwara State to engage with online journalists, along with my colleague from the office, Mr. Sami Falobi, the project manager.
Thank you, guys. My name is Alima Absalam, XOXO Alima. Thanks for joining.